All right, what is up, folks? Welcome back to another episode of the Help Me Understand podcast. I'm your host, Coach J.K. McLeod, and episode number 200, and I believe we're on 281. We are in the second installment of a newer weekly segment, and I say newer because this just started last week. So every Thursday for the foreseeable future, I'm going to take a few minutes to share a few good things that other folks have shared with me that have happened for them. So if you are interested in participating in this particular episode, then all you've got to do is connect with me on Instagram at Coach JK McLeod. That's spelled MCLEOD. You also can email me at any point, jk@jkmcleod.com. You don't have to jot that down. All that stuff will be in the show notes, but all you got to do is reach out to me. And what I will do is I'll collect any sort of submissions that I get. And by the way, I do keep these 102% confidential. So there is no reference to exactly who these came from, unless you specifically say, hey, I really want you to make sure that you include my name in this or something along those lines. You are certainly welcome to do that. However, I just automatically assume that anything that you are sharing with me is not to be made reference to who exactly it came from. Sometimes I will make references to maybe a relationship that I have with that individual or some sort of a connection if I feel like that would add some additional potentially inspirational context to the share. However, like I said, if you would like to participate, then just shoot me a DM on Instagram, shoot me an email. I collect those, and then anything that I'm sharing right now was given to me from last Thursday up until this Thursday. So also, if you hop onto my Instagram, if you're listening in real time, this is it's going to be released on Thursday, March 12th. If you happen to hop onto my IG stories right now, then there's a submission box because I pretty much do this every Thursday. And again, we'll keep this going for the foreseeable future. So I've got 3 submissions today. 2 of them were via Instagram and 1 was via real life, or as the young folks say, IRL, in real life. So let's talk about, or let's share 3 good things that happened for people this week. So these are in no particular order. First good thing that happened for someone is that the youth athletes that they train are showing up and showing out. And that's exactly the way that they framed it. They said the youth athletes I train are showing up and showing out. I do know that this particular individual has experience in the education field and also clearly in the field of coaching young folks. I think football and possibly some other things too, strength training. So props to you and your athletes. And I always hold a high level of appreciation for folks who help young people develop, whether it be in the classroom, out in life, on the field, the court, inside the arena, on the course, whatever it is. People who consistently have shown that they are dedicated and committed to the development, both physically, mentally, spiritually, however it goes with young folks. Props to you. So thanks for the work that you do. Second submission for something really good that happened for somebody recently. This person said, I was cleared for workouts again after successfully resting. What even is that? So props to this person on maintaining the consistency with the direction that they were given to rest and recharge. I do know a bit more about this particular scenario, and this is someone who is extremely consistent when it comes to getting in some sort of movement. As they continue to raise a family and all of the things that are associated with that. So being able to stay consistent with the recharge and the rest time and work your way back into being cleared after a medical procedure to actually start working out again is a massive, a massive win. So congrats to them on that. And then the last piece of good news that was shared with me, this one came from a person that I just asked. I said, hey, what's one good thing that's happened for you recently, as I saw them in real life? And they shared with me that their daughter received an early acceptance letter to Harvard. So that is absolutely fantastic. And early admission, and the person's daughter was accepted to Harvard. So congratulations to them, props to them. And in a little bit more of the conversation that we had, they also potentially will have some other options that are on the table for them. So just with this one coming from somebody that I've known for a number of years and been able to, from time to time, get an understanding of some of the different ebbs and flows that they have worked through from a parenting standpoint and just a day-to-day, I think based on the statistics that Spotify gives me, that's the platform that I utilize to build and host the podcast. Based on the statistics that it gives me, most of the folks that are listening to this particular podcast tend to fall into the, let's say, late 30s and up range. I would actually say like maybe early 40s and up range. And so when that's the primary audience, the majority of us, and I'm in the upper 40s range, so the majority of us have experience in understanding whether it's ourselves or with other friends or family members, some experience in understanding the different ebbs and flows in raising kids and supporting kids, whether they're our own or those that belong to other people. So being able to recognize a particular milestone, certainly not an ending point, however, a milestone along that particular journey in the growth of whether it's your child, your niece, your nephew, your grandkid, like whatever, your cousin, whatever it might be, that's always something that I will be happy to celebrate with you. So congratulations in that, again, on your daughter receiving an early acceptance letter to Harvard. All right, so those are the 3 pieces of good news that I have to pass on to you today. Last week, I think it was 9. So we've taken a little bit of a dip, and also it really doesn't matter if I get one, as long as I get one response or one piece to share, then I promise you that as long as I have the ability to, then I will hop on here and I will make an episode for that one thing. Hopefully we end up getting more, and the intention is to continue to take intentional time out. The intention is to take intentional time out every single week to remind myself and then hopefully remind somebody else out there that regardless of the noise that's out there, and much of it narratives that can easily create division and worry and a lot of negativity, there are still good things that are happening for people out there. So that is my intention, is to remind you, remind myself and others. So there's a little bit of a selfish aspect here too, that there are good things that are out there still happening for people. So with that, that is going to be the end of today's episode. So if you have listened this long, I truly appreciate it. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Help Me Understand podcast. This was your weekly dose of good news happening to people. Thank you. Take care, and I'll talk to you next time.